Hello, and thanks again, everyone, for tuning into the
Mobility
Mobility
Bro!
Bros. I'm your boy, Clif Joseph, uh, Fitness Essential CEO, and I'm here with the amazing Ron Hylton. And we have a very, very, very special, outstanding human being that is a guest on our episode today. Ron, why don't you introduce our guest?
This is Jenny Mapes, man. She is hands down one of the most phenomenal sports massage and functional movement specialists I've probably ever met. We connected in 2020, the 2020 Olympic trials. I'm just going to read some of her accolades and her background, certifications. And so she has a BS from University of Oregon. She's an LMT, strength conditioning coach, USATF level 1 coach, Zen body therapy, structural realignment, MAT certified, SCAR therapy certified, ART trained, FST trained, AIS trained, PNF trained, CSMSCD, ISA master trainer, Say Sport trained, owner of cross-functional sports massage, cross-functional force recovery. Worked with many sports teams, including swim, dance, rowing, martial arts, Veldrum, kickboxing, bodybuilding, long distance running, and more. General fitness enthusiast, work injury, car accidents, whiplash injuries, and general stress relief. She has developed her own sports massage certification, has a fully developed curriculum. Currently the only national accredited sports massage certified program, 70 CEUs, and it is recognized and approved by NCBTMB. Course called CSMA, Cross Functional Sports Massage Academy, for certification for sports massage and CSCS. Currently has owned and operated sports massage, her own company for 6 years. Jenny also herself was a high level athlete. She 2007 to 2012 trained for the 2012 London Olympics in the high jump, and 2003 was ranked number 6 on UA Oregon all-time list for high jump. 2002 Pac-10 runner up, and 1999, 1998 to 1999, two-time 4A Oregon State High School champion. And I just got one more list of things I want to run through really quick, and then we can just get going because it's phenomenal.
You're amazing, Jenny.
Listen,
That's not a problem. That's an amazing athlete.
listen to
Let's
this
go.
rundown. This is how amazing this woman is, right?
Let's
All
go.
right. February 2020, volunteered at the Colorado Springs USOPTCT as medical sports staff, LMT. 2018, USATF National Master Meet Sports Med, LMT. 2020, USATF Olympic Trials Sports Med team. That's where I met her. 2022, National Championships Sports Med team. We worked together in that too. 2022 World Athletic Championship Sports Med Team, LMT. 2023 USATF Pan Am Games Sports Med Team, LMT. And then May of 2023, volunteered for second rotation at the Colorado Springs USO PTC as medical staff at LMT. And thank you, Jenny, for being on our show. And it's so funny. Like when I interviewed Allison Anderson, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm running out of air reading your resume." But I think I needed another second thing of oxygen for you as this. But yeah, I really, so just me personally, I just want to let our audience know I've worked with Jenny. She's an amazing therapist. There's been times we work side by side under this big med tent, and I've watched her, and she just has such an amazing technique. She's mastered the art of sidelining, and she's really good at like working in that, just in that. Not a whole lot of therapists can really do that really well.
Mm.
They will when they take the course, but thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you too, Ron. It's been just a blessing.
Jenny, there's so many things, so many outstanding things you've done in your career. Let's go way back to the beginning. what got you inspired to be in fitness, to start pole vaulting? What got you inspired to go after athletics?
So high jumping. My dad was actually a pole vault coach, and I've seen so many of those videos.
Yeah.
Basically, my dad was a track and field coach. He coached throws and the pole vault, and he said, "You're going to be tall and springy. You should try the high jump." And so when I was 10, I hopped over a bar and had fun with it. I was multi-sport, and he just let me play as a kid, and I did a whole bunch of different sports. And track and field, I just happened to be blessed and gifted in jumping, and went to University of Oregon and got the scholarship there.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I began.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that your dad was a big inspiration. And I said pole vault and I meant high jump.
My company, Esri, like they helped me learn how to do business and work where I'm at with cross function. A lot of their philosophies I brought into my business would be number two. I would say number three is my dad. You know, he's the one that got me started in all of this, and I am here now because of sports, but also because of that love of movement. And I consider myself really a movement specialist. Yeah, I'm a massage therapist, 20 years in this field, but movement is my life. That's what I love. I got my degree and I worked in IT. And after 8 years working with Esri and a mapping software company, I was also training by that time. My coach met me while I was doing and he said, "Hey, do you feel that you went high enough when you went to University of Oregon?" And I said, "No, I feel like I could have gone more." Time is not on your side when you have 4 years in your collegiate career. And so post collegiate, he's like, let's pull you back into training and try for 2012 for the high jump, and let's go for it. So I spent the next 5 years doing that. So I worked part-time in my IT job there as an account manager there at Esri, and then worked the other part doing track and field. And then at one point in time, I had to make a choice. Do I want to, I need to train more than I need to work. So I only have this one shot. So amicably left them to do my training. But throughout then, after I graduated from college, I was a coach. So I coached multiple sports in high school level sports. And then when I was doing my post-collegiate training, I worked with a lot of different, just name the acronym, MLB, CHL, NHL, like all the 3-letter leagues, and worked with them with first step quickness, because that's what my coach was really big into, was energy systems and that. So I got into massage because I could see in people's patterns and gait patterns where they were stuck. And it's all about the posterior chain, and everything starts from the ground up, whether you're in movement or when you're in massage. It doesn't matter. If your feet are not mobile and they don't have the agility and mobility and flexibility that they need to do, it goes completely up the posterior chain. Your hips don't move. If your hips can't rotate and they're not fast, then your arm speed is not fast. So everything starts from the ground up. And I could see that when I was working on athletes with their lack of dorsiflexion. Big toe flexibility is a big one. Again, if that posterior chain is shortened, the hamstrings then can elongate. That posterior chain cannot move through. So that's both from the mechanical world, but then also from the physical world. Because I was like, okay, I know how to make this go faster, but now I need to fix it to make it go even more. So that's when I got my massage license. And through my
You have
own
to get
injury,
hands-on.
I helped with it. Yeah, absolutely. And you really can't get hands-on unless you have a touch license. So that's massage therapy. And the reality is I got sort of injured, not quite injured, but something happened with my quad and I couldn't get it out, and nobody was really working on it the way that I needed to. And this one guy came. I'm going to shout out to James Wagner, who is my massage therapist for a year when I was doing my Olympic training. And he got into my quad, dug that thing out. And I was like, I can run again. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So at that point in time, I'm like, okay, now I know how the body moves. Now I know how to get it faster. But now we're going to do what James did.
Nice.
Other people feeling that way. So I just felt like after that training, I had this bigger thing on life that I came back and I'm like, oof, do I want to go back into the IT world, or do I want to take all this knowledge that I got from all these high level coaches, My coach was friends with Dan Path and people from Altus Run and a couple others, Lauren Seagrave and some of these. So I learned from these greats. And I'm like, you know, when you're gifted with being with these type of people and learning this type of knowledge, it is your, you have to give that forward. You have to pass that on. So that's where I came from. I was like, you know what? I have to keep giving. This has been my gift. I learned this side of the business from Esri. I learned this side of it from the sports and conditioning. Now I have to merge these two and give this out to the world. So here we are.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's beautiful. I mean, yeah, it is a rough responsibility. I feel that same thing. You know, great superheroes have that slogan: with great power comes great
Responsibility.
responsibility. And having that understanding of the human body from, you know, a technical standpoint, massage therapist standpoint, an athletic standpoint, coming back into athletics. So learning where your body was, where your body is. I agree 100% how important the posterior chain is. And it's not just, you know, TikTok deadlift videos, guys. There's so much to know about your posterior chain. So Jenny, thank you so much for that background. And I can hear and acknowledge your passion throughout it all, from your dad's experiences and motivations and belief systems in you, to the people that you met along the way, to the people that you look up to and inspire, the strong women that has built you up to be this business owner. So fantastic. You know, Ron, you know, I could ask a million questions. I know
Yeah,
you
I
have
know,
some
man.
questions
I
for
know. It's
Jenny.
all good. No, this
So
is
go
what
right
we do. This is what we
ahead.
do, man. You know, Ginny, I always, like I said, I always admire and respect you, and you know, you're such a good therapist, and I like the
Thank
way your
you.
mind thinks. You know, what inspired you to create the sports massage certification? I know there's like literally one actual sports massage certification in the country, and AMTA has cornered it. And when I took it, it was actually like not even where it was now. So like, could you
They've
just?
actually disbanded it. So they're now just individual courses.
Oh wow, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. So they have a whole bunch of sport massage courses, but it's not a full certificate now. And I learned that when I went to the AMTA conference this summer.
Wow.
They let me know that they are now, they have courses there, but it's not a full certificate now. And you know, there are a lot of really great instructors out there. And I love a lot of the stuff they do. What I wanted to create was something that was very thorough, that stepped from one thing to another to another. Like, first, what does movement look like? What is the anatomy and kinesiology of that? What is what are injuries that are with that? What are different sports meds people? What are the sports ethics that you need to have? And then what are different tools that you can do to help with those injuries and with that group, and putting it all together into one fluid and solid system. So I really started, like most people, I believe, with like 2 courses: Intro to Sports Mechanics and Massage, and Advanced. And I slammed, like most instructors do the very first time they start courses, slam too much stuff into 2 classes. And people are like, you know, I could spend really a day on all of this. And then I said, you know what, we got to make this more fluid. And so once the pandemic hit, I said, I got to pivot, and I got to make this an actual thing. And that means I have to spend a lot of time, money, energy, and thought process to create this full curriculum. So that's how I created these 16 courses, like bite-sized pieces within that momentum, to be able to get people going from start to finish in sports massage, to be able to do it effectively and safely and feel confident when they're working with athletes of any type or age. When they come into their massage room, it can be intimidating. And there are a lot of unfortunate things on Instagram, TikTok, all those, you see these huge cut marks and these huge scrape things. And you're like, guys, less is more. Like, what is your goal? What is your intention? When you touch a body, what is your goal for that? And you need to have a plan and a strategy, just like a person does. A personal trainer doesn't just walk into their thing and say, okay, we're going to lift 10 sets of 12 today. You have to have a plan, a goal, and a process. And that is the same when you get into an athletic room. You can't be changing things right before a person goes and competes. Just like you can't be changing like their gait patterns and their cycles in the movement field right before they go and have their largest competition, because you're rewiring the nervous system. So this is the exact same thing. And it's teaching people how to do that, because I don't think that's taught in schools. They just don't have enough time. and it's very specialized. And it's really merging that CSCS in that training mindset, that movement mindset, in incorporating it with that touch. So getting that from one thing to another. People want to piecemeal all the time of my classes. They want to take the tools class because it's fun. But the point is, why are you using that tool? What muscle are you working on? What change are you trying to elicit in the neurological system? And so you can't just jump into using the tool if you don't know your anatomy or attachment points, why you're doing what you're doing, and how does it fit in the larger picture. So that's how I got this program put together.
That's awesome. I love that. The whole lesson more is like, that's like, as I'm getting older and just, you know, I'm constantly learning, constantly evolving. That's where I'm at right now. You know, less is more. You know, people, you know, there's still people out there going hard into the tissue and doing medical bruising. I'm like, no. Why cause more inflammation in the body and somebody just looking like they're all like crippled and hurt and beat up, and they think that's a good thing? That is not.
We have time. You have time. You don't need just one session to get it done. You're not going to run your PR in one day. You're not going to elicit good mobility and response in one day. So as a therapist, don't try to make it that way. Put a plan together, just like you would in personal training, and respond to that plan. It'll be so much more effective. You can address the tissues in multiple ways.
Absolutely. I highly agree with that.
I love that as well. I think that is so poignant.
Absolutely.
To recognize that you have time. A lot of people, not a lot, I don't want to say a lot of people, there are trainers out there that are brilliant and massage therapists out there that are brilliant. And there are people out there that are doing this ego thing, doing this significance thing, and they're getting this feedback loop. And, you know, their clients like, I can deal with it, go hard, and I'll bite the pillow. And it's like, be confident, be brave enough to tell your client, no, you don't need to bite the pillow. We're going to do it this way. I need your Golgi tendon organ to be relaxed. I'm not here to like scrape, bruise, and kill you. I'm here to release you. I'm here to increase mobility, oxygen. You know, we want this to happen. So I love the intention that you bring into that conversation, Jenny. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope our listeners, if you've ever been on the table dealing with scrapes and bruises and you're like, wait, there's a better way, there's another way. Yes, there is. Write down in the comments, share your thoughts. We'd love to see what's going on and what you're dealing with on the table. Go ahead, Ron. What were you going to say?
Actually, I forgot. I was just like, I got into what you were, I started listening to you. So, you know, so let me, well, I can think of a question I have. Give me some, like, what are some of your, what do you have as far as like, what do you think where Jenny's going to be in the future with your company, with your certifications? Like what's moving forward in the future for you?
Yeah, so just to step back a moment, I started cross-function sports recovery at this time of this recording about 7 years ago. We got too big too fast because I trained my therapists on how to do movement massage, and that's what we do is treatment and movement massage with the sideline on top of a table, our standard sports massage. And then we just grew too big too fast. So we built this huge sports recovery center, and it's here in Mill Creek, Washington. And we opened it, and 2 days after we opened, COVID shut us down for a year. And in Seattle, they literally shut us down for a year. And then sports didn't really come back for another half a year after that. So it was a very interesting progression that we have two businesses here within my program. So I've really got three things going on right now. The recovery center, that technically has been open it's starting on year 4, but really it's about a year and a half, maybe 2 that we're starting on. And then the massage, which has been established, and then the academy. So what I wish to do eventually is I'd like to create franchises for cross-function sports recovery would be my goal. We're getting everything nailed down right now on processes and procedures and all of that, how that works. We have whole body cryotherapy, compressions, infrared saunas, red light therapy, stretching, all that stuff here. So, and even in the back, I have the mobility, and you got the stick mobility and the agility classes. So we have all of that. Then with the massage, we'll see how it goes. We'll play that one by ear. And then with the academy, I would I would like to personally teach 4 week-long intensives a year, and then train trainers and teach trainers how to become educators of the program as well, would be my goal for that, so that we can have a whole bunch of CSMSs across the country, so people know, if they see the acronym CSMS, they know it's a cross-function sports massage specialist. You have to have a touch license in order to get ours, some type of healthcare license. So it's not for personal trainers. You do have to have a healthcare license in order to do that, just legally. But my goal is to get a whole bunch of those across the country. I want to make the Olympic team. It doesn't matter to me what sport. Movement is movement. And thank you. And just to continue working with athletes throughout the year. I love doing, week-long things here and there, and helping out with the athletic groups, and helping athletes succeed there on the field or court or whatever it is that they're doing.
Awesome.
You could hear the love in wanting to give back. You could hear the passion in wanting to make sure that, cross function is a household name and it's doing good in the world. And that sounds beautiful. What is one thing, if there's one major impact thing you would like to impact, and it could be in our industry? I mentioned to you, Fitness Essentials has found themselves in the substance abuse industry, and we're tying fitness and helping people overcome substance abuse with that. And it's a beautiful impact that we're making. What are some of the impacts that you, Jenny, would like to see happen in the next few years?
Yeah, our motto is born for the athlete. It doesn't mean
Beautiful.
that we are athletes, but it means we are made for athletes. So my goal is to help practitioners feel comfortable and confident working with athletes on their table. And it's also, with the recovery side, helping people be able to recover so they don't get injured, so they can be at their optimal performance.
That's phenomenal.
Awesome.
Jenny, thank you so much for being here on Mobility Bros. We're so grateful to have you. Guys, check out everything in the DMs, in the comments below. Ron, take us away.
All right, I want everyone to stay awesome, keep stepping to greatness, and be legendary. Have an amazing day, people, and thank you for tuning into Mobility Bros.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much.